read this from PBS.org. This is the Rockefeller family timeline. There's quite a bit of stuff on it, but let's just shoot through this. 1839, John Davison Rockefeller. Okay, he's a traveling peddler of novelties and cures. 1849, Bill Rockefeller is accused of rape. 1853, Rockefeller's moved to Ohio. Remember, there's Cleveland, and there's constant eugenics experiments in Cleveland after that time. 1855, Bill Rockefeller marries Margaret Allen, and they live a secret life as a bigamist. 1859, Rockefeller and Edwin Drake, who strikes oil in Pennsylvania, both subscribe to Charles Darwin's On the Origin of Species. 1861, Civil War begins. Rockefeller avoids fighting and builds his industries. 1863, Rockefeller gets involved in the oil business. The oil business. And who's involved with him? Maurice Clark and Samuel Andrews. I've heard that name before. John Clark, Pfizer Global Security. Maurice Clark, Clark & Co., Rockefeller, 1863. September 8th, Rockefeller marries Seti. The psychopath Seti. Yes, her name is Seti. What, you don't believe me? Look it up. 1865. Rockefeller founds his largest oil refinery. 1868. Rockefeller strikes a deal with the railroad and pisses off every white person with balls in the whole country. He also moves to Euclid Ave in Cleveland, which is the Millionaire's Row. 1870, Rockefeller founds Standard Oil in Ohio, $1 million in capital. It controls 10% of the petroleum refinery. 1872, Rockefeller scandal. The South Improvement Company scheme, the secret alliance between the refiners and the railroads, like the secret alliance between the schools and Pfizer and the pharmaceutical industries and the FBI and the white power structure. I continue. 1873, Black Thursday. The stock exchange crashes, and guess who makes a lot of money? Standard Oil, just like Rothschild and the Battle of Waterloo. Black Thursday, September 18th, 1873. We go on. You know, I could go on and on about what this crime family has done all throughout history on record. I could, but I'd probably end up flipping out and going out and starting to fight with somebody because it pisses me off that much. So we're going to skip to the 1930s. After 6 years of construction, Riverside Church, $26 million of Rockefeller's money. So now he's ripping everyone off, and he's doing damage control by doing quote-unquote good deeds for society. This is why you call it a Freemason. After they rip you off and make millions, they do a little bit of stuff for free to earn the title Freemason, and they get a nice little plaque in their lodge. Oh, how cute. Charles Lindbergh's son is kidnapped. This makes America's rich families security conscious. We go on. 1938, Nelson Rockefeller is named president of Rockefeller Center. 1939, World War II begins. 1941, Pearl Harbor is bombed, and it has to do with the industries that has to replace all that stolen, that vandalized and destroyed hardware. 1943, President Roosevelt signs a proclamation establishing Jackson Hole National Monument at the Grand Tetons, Wyoming, following 2 decades of behind-the-scenes lobbying by John D. Rockefeller. So on record, they're lobbying everybody and getting their way for hundreds of years. We go on. Let's just get to the fucking meat of this. 1975, President Ford chooses Bob Dole over Nelson as a running mate. Who are the people in Pfizer Global Security? Ford and Clark. Who are the people, who are the families conspiring with Rockefeller all through history? Ford and Clark. We go on. 1985, Rockefeller Center is designated a National Historic Landmark. Now let me bring you to 2012. Rockefeller still is the #1 advisor, the senior advisor for the Council on Foreign Relations, sits on the Business Commission and the UN and the Trilateral Commission and Bilderberg. And every other major business organization he doesn't sit on, his butt buddies sit on it in a very pompous, appalling, obnoxious, and inflammatory way. Thank you.